Season's greetings to you all adventurers and welcome back to some more Stoneshard. Today we will be starting a new series in which we will be experiencing the new Equipment Update. Equipment Update 2 came out on the 25th of December. And I thought I would give a quick overview of what is in this update in case you missed it. I won't be going into detail with every little nitty-gritty number that has been changed. Just skimming through here. So the main thing that I think most people are excited about are the new weapons, new items in general. It's equipment update. Two-handed axes, two-handed maces has been added, and corresponding skill trees. We have throwing added as a mechanic in the game. You can throw your weapons and other items to deal damage, distract enemies, and trigger traps. All kinds of cool stuff there. This is what I'm really excited for. Then new mechanic, skinning. So skinning and I guess hunting in general has been completely reworked, and not only in how you do it, but I think also in how much value you generate out of hunting. So maybe we can try that out more in the future. New mechanic, hearing. So a sound system has been added or it has been reworked. We can now also hear enemies. More on that later. Two new NPCs, one of which I am really excited for. The owner, the scribe, is a guy that you can buy treatises from in town so that you don't have to randomize into specific treatises. Haven't met him yet. I don't know what kind of treatises he offers. I'm very excited to find him and find that out. The other one is Brad the Trapper, who travels between Osbrook and Manshire and sends various hunting gear, which leads into, let's talk about that right here, new traps. These are enemy traps, but we have new consumables where we can build our own traps or buy them and then set them up. Claw trap, net trap, cal traps, and a smoke bomb. All kinds of cool stuff. New drug types, because who doesn't like that kind of thing. New Manshire crypt contact, additional flora, berry shrubs, one new mushroom type, one new herb type. Cool stuff. And then a ton of new enemies. And I highlighted the armor here as well, but there's a ton of new other kinds of equipment other than the weapons, and I think that's it. So, one big thing that I know every time there's a new update, someone will ask me, is this compatible with my current saves? And this one promises to be. So, I'll be testing that out at the start of this episode here, because I already have an ongoing playthrough, and we might as well just quickly check whether or not that actually works, because that makes me kind of excited. And I'm happy that I can keep my playthrough. Gameplay. Enemies can now feel pain, so now you can torture your opponents. Throwing potions applies enemies, so you can throw your negative potions at enemies. Usually I would drink them myself just to test them out, but now we can throw them into the face of our enemies and they do 25% of the original duration of whatever potion you were throwing at them. Amazing. Stuff will burn if placed on a burning tile. Sounds really fun. Bad for pyromancers, because you often light the ground on fire, and then when your opponents drop various loot, they might burn that equipment. So a slight nerf to pyromancers, indirect, but kind of cool. Add a new system for enemy interactions with traps. By default, enemies are now aware about the traps of their faction, the traps which were installed within their vision. Oh, look at that! Other traps will remain hidden. The chance for them to be discovered depends on enemy perception. Some enemies also learn how to disarm discovered traps. I haven't read that note. Alright, really cool. And a new stat. Stagger chance. Short version is you don't want to be staggered. It reduces your crit, counter, dodge, and block chances to 0 while increasing fumble to 100%. I'm not sure why we want fumble at 100% chance when you can do literally nothing else. I guess you can still hit. Right, you can still hit your opponent. There's no accuracy. Yeah, but you will 100% chance fumble unless you have modifiers to that. Alright, then a ton of battle changes. Again, I'm not going to go over this. I will scroll through it so that you guys can pause if you want to home in on something specific. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the game. Whoop, here we go. Stoneshard. So the first thing that we're going to do, by the way, there's been 2 hotfixes already, and this is why I'm a few days behind. I like waiting for the hotfixes. It makes my game much easier. And so the first thing we'll do is load up this Yorkrim playthrough, which is from before. It's like two or 3 weeks old. And yes, it does indeed work. We can load in here, and presumably this is with the new stuff, right? I'm not sure how we would immediately test it. Or maybe we could just find the stagger chance down here. Stagger chance, 2%. Look at that. So that works. I'm not going to continue this, but this is from a stream, and we'll be continuing that on a stream at some point. My crazy dual-wielding dwarf. But for this playthrough here that I'll be doing for you today, obviously I want to try to play with some of the new stuff, the new weapon types. So, Baron, get out my face. We will be playing. Oh, I hadn't made up my choice. Let's see, 200 swords, 200 maces. There we have it. Yeah, and 200 axes and 200 maces here. All right, so Velmir seems to be the better candidate since he can take whatever we want. And I don't think I've ever done a maces run, so I might just go for 200 maces just to try maces in general. We want all of this equipped. The hat, definitely. Velmir's hat is amazing. You mentioned a ring. Give it to me. Thank you. Nothing to do there. And so... Okay. Well, first of all, this guy has been relocated. There's another table here. I'm pretty sure there weren't always these two tables here. I'm pretty sure he was usually stuck around here. So I thought maybe they deleted the drunk, but he's just moved a little bit. Having no specific home. This is where the trapper will show up later. The guy that I talked about with the scribe with the treatises, he will be unlocked after completing 3 contracts in Manshire, if I understood correctly. So that's it's kind of a late game thing. But you will eventually have access to all of the treatises that you require, right? So, just not at the beginning, which is... So the beginning is still randomized. Kind of interesting. What is this? Peasant Scythe. This is a 2-handed axe. Oh my lord. Oh wow. And a large club. Oh, these are worth a lot of money. So getting to sell them at the very start of the game is kind of interesting. That's really nice. Alright. This one's worth nothing. Can we make room for everything here? Probably not. So I had suspected that probably this part would be worth more at the beginning, and that was true. As it turns out. Let's see what else is worth very little. The peasant hatchet here doesn't make room for anything though. Yeah. Let's go with the spear over the sword, and then the peasant hatchet back up. That's fine. We could go back and forth to make a little bit more money out of this trip, but I think this is fine. And is it Scythe? I mean, that's fun. The great club. Oh, and look how big it is. Okay. A large club. Stun chance, daze chance is nice, of course. Versus armor penetration, bleed chance, crit chance, and stuff like that. And I haven't even really looked at the skill trees yet. Of course, I read them when they came out in the devlogs, but I think we will be exploring one at a time. And I feel like maces right now. So I say we take the large club here and say, Velmir, you will be battering enemies to death. Should be fun. This one takes up a 2x5? That's the biggest weapon yet. Alright, and that makes sense. There. Now we can pick the split back up here, and so I think we will have a bit more starting cash for selling those two extra weapons effectively. Oh, and Spiked War Club, we see the new maces and axes in here already. two-handed axe is a little bit flexible in the wording, because a vogue and a scythe is considered a... Did it say crossbow? Oh yeah, it said crossbow on the right side here, because that's what I got equipped, of course. Long flail is a mace, obviously. This is a mace. The reinforced pole hammer looks freaking cool, if nothing else. I saw no belt, right? No belt? Yeah, no knightly girdle. Alright. Oh, and shops have signs now, which is really cool. This is a little bit of addition to Osbrook and I think Manshire. Good. Oh, I forgot to mention that I'm recording this now in between Christmas and New Year's, and so of course there is a chance of explosions in the background. I just heard one. We will have to live with it. People in my area don't understand that fireworks is only for the New Year's itself. Should we buy a little thing for the hand slot? I should think so. Leather braces are fairly cheap, and a cheap belt, anything that costs less than 100 is just a nice little addition. We will be using my usual opening strategy for those that are in the know. If not, be prepared to be amazed, because it is... I mean, of course, I don't know if it still works. Ooh, and this is something I was excited for as well. Look at that. Bandit has a new sprite. A lot of stuff has new sprites. All potions have new sprites. This, I don't know what this is. Abasa. Oh, look at that. It details exactly how many turns this effect works for, which I hope is a trend that we will see in all potions going forward then. Grants the following effect for 60 turns. Jesus, that's a really good potion. Also really expensive, but nice. Vivifying Essence has a new sprite here. Look at that. Oh, cool. And it's double the cost. Yeesh. What is this thing here? Nikaf. Grants the following effect for 420 turns. Alright. Extra experience gain. Oh, you know what? Hunger resistance. 188. After consuming it leads to an unpleasant aftermath. What is this? Nikaf is yet another achievement in Elven alchemy. Bryn students in particular are fond of its hunger-numbing and memory-fortifying properties. A perfect combination for a night of cramming. Aha, I see. Very cool. We need another splint. Some medical supplies. Not a lot. Would it be worth buying Nikaf? I mean, you get some hunger resistance for 420 turns. That's worth money in itself. And then you get extra vision and experience gain. Also lower fumble chance. So you get some return on those 188 gold. You know what? That experience gain might not be worth a whole lot going from points of interest to point of interest, but going to a dungeon specifically, I'm thinking that it will be very, very useful. Quaffing a potion like this before you enter a dungeon, and then it depends on what the aftermath does, but we will learn that later. Oh, one thing we didn't do. We are gonna go into 200 maces, so we might just get a mace skill right up front here. So this one is a Mighty Swing, deals 50% extra damage, which is good for a skill. Dealing extra damage is nice, very cheap for a Mighty Swing. Alright, and I mean in energy. And an Unstoppable Force delivers a strike to 3 adjacent targets with extra knockback chance and armor damage. Grants a 50% skill energy cost reduction then for 3 turns for each enemy knocked back. While under the effect of Mighty Swing, if the target was knocked back, its abilities are put on a 2 to 3 current... Hold on. Oh, grants this effect for the next turn. Right, I heard about this one. I read about it. So you activate the thing, and then next turn you swing. So you don't do anything on the turn where you like wind up your swing, because it's a massive hammer. That sounds really cool. And then you can combo that into other skills like Unstoppable Force. So if we charge up Mighty Swing and then use the Unstoppable Force as that swing, If the target was knocked back, its ability doesn't put on a cooldown. Not a big deal, but that's nice. So of course we get Mighty Swing first. And then Unstoppable Force is for dealing with multiple opponents, which you generally don't want to do in Stoneshard. So I'm thinking that maybe we just throw in a little bit of a siege initiative here, which is always a good skill to get, and then we will be getting one of the tactics early on. Oh, am I fighting these wolves, by the way? I don't think so. Not two at a time. Oh, we're right next to the town here, aren't we? Let's see what a great club can do, or a great... I keep calling it a great club. It's a large club, not quite great. Can I get you to come over here? Oh, why am I not shooting at it? Huh. It's been a while since I played some Stoneshard. It's been a few weeks, which is unusual for me, but... Oh, and then I'm supposed to charge up the Mighty Swing before he charges. I see. Right. It feels good to be back, though. I'm not using the Mighty Swing, though. I don't want to waste a turn charging it up while we're already engaged. By the way, that dog died real quick, right? Uh-oh. Okay, he's gonna charge. Yeah, okay. Again, no Mighty Swing. But we just dominated this fight. Interesting. Oh, and this wolf has hunted. So switch, reload. Should have reloaded before. Are we losing those bolts? We are, yeah. Alright, now Mighty Swing. Then I hope we can combo that with the Siege Initiative, but I would think so. Yeah. Oh, he got staggered from that. What does that look like? Here, stagger. Interesting. Why? Why did he get staggered? There's no stagger chance on the large club. A weapon tested by millennia of hunting and gathering. Why did he get stunned or staggered? Hold on. Stagger chance is 2%. So, there might be something else ongoing there. Alright. Interesting. Not sure. Blueberry shrub. And did we get anything? Yes, we get a blueberry out of it, which is worth hunger and thirst and bleed resistance. Okay. We are here. We are going... So, yeah, my opening strategy in Stoneshard is to go and do all the points of interest before we start doing dungeons. Now, of course, I'm still working on muscle memory from before the update, so everything that I do and say may be wrong now. They tend to change a lot in the updates in Stoneshard, but it used to be anyway, that you can go to all the points of interest. You can't really die because they're level adjusted. So you basically get all the loot that you would get from these special sites and bandit camps. While at level 1 you also gain experience. So before you arrive in the first dungeon you will usually be level 2 or 3. And then also have significantly better equipment than you normally do going to if you rush directly to a dungeon. And like I said, you can't really die, so it's just so safe. While in Stoneshard you can always die in a dungeon, so it makes a big difference. I don't think I've actually ever died doing this opening strategy. That is not true. There's a chance that we run into some flock of wolves or something that I make a misstep or something where we get caught, or God forbid we turn our corner and walk right into a bear, something like that. That can always kill. And we are traveling cross map, which allows for ambushes and stuff like that, but it's very rare that that actually ends in a life-threatening situation. One that we can't run from anyway. And the key to survival in Stoneshard specifically is being a coward most of the time. Here's a raspberry shrub. Ooh, I love raspberries. This is probably my favorite fruit IRL. So good. Wormwood? What is this? Oh, I saw it by the herbalist. It makes you more hungry. But it gives us energy restoration. Ooh. For 60 turns? Wow. That's a lot of energy. That's honestly pretty amazing. I wonder if some of the other herbs have been modified a bit then. No? Oh, this one definitely has. Look at that. Energy restoration for 60 turns. Oh boy, that's so good for... I'm thinking specifically for a mage, but every character will at some point need some energy restoration of some kind. So that's really interesting. Alright, and I have lost my bearing because I'm talking about all kinds of other stuff. But I know exactly how we are gonna home in. Oh, and someone told me... Yeah, so if we... you can either... click just left mouse button here, or if you double click with both mouse buttons at the same time, you sort of skip animations. I don't know if this really works here. Kind of made it work a little bit faster digging graves. You're skipping some animations, I think, by double clicking with both mouse buttons at once. I just read that today on the Reddit. Oh, see here we have someone making noise out in the darkness. Can we get that again? Well, I just wanted to demonstrate. Definitely heard something. But now it's gone. There's not supposed to be a forest here. Yeah, we have arrived at our first point of interest, and this is one of... Oh, so I did say that you can't die if you do the point of interest. There are specific points of interest that you need to avoid, like the Ruined Manor. The Ruined Manor has a scripted event that can absolutely kill you, not even counting that bear that we just saw outside it. So you skip the ones that can kill you, obviously. And I think there's two of them that can kill you. This is one of them. So we are just politely gonna go on our merry way. Forage a bit along the path. Got a henbane. Might have changed henbane too. Yes. What? Henbane. It has been changed so much. It used to be so good. Now I'm not so sure. Look at that. 25% chance to cause Battle Rage. Battle Rage being a really one of the best modifiers in the game. But apparently, it's not a 100% chance that you get that. So you always get the negative sides, of course, of consuming this herb. But then a 25% chance to cause Battle Rage. The chance increases up to 100% depending on intoxication. So the more intoxicated you are, the higher chance that you will enter a Battle Rage by you consuming a henbane. Very interesting mechanic. I like that. That seems really fun. And I'm sure some people have been abusing henbane. But the more intoxicated you are, so like more, it makes it more feel like a real berserker, which is cool. Now we are in this tile here. Good. One thing that struck me reading the notes for the update is that they continually add more and more stuff into the game that is free food. So the whole hunger mechanic seems... It gets a little bit more irrelevant each time, at least. It's not irrelevant, it's just that you used to be paying a lot of money for food and stuff like that, right? So the game balance changes when we can just get food for free everywhere. It literally grows on trees. Everywhere. So you never really will starve or die of starvation, I think. Maybe when you go into a dungeon you can end up in a bad spot, I don't know. It's getting really hard to die from hunger. In fact, I don't think I've ever died from hunger in Stoneshard, but I think I have been close a few times. That's beside the point. That's the looming threat of it is enough to make it kind of exciting, at least. It just worries me that they make it irrelevant by adding too much stuff, and I feel like the spawn rate of food in the forest and such are also really high. Like we can't walk 2 meters without finding some sort of food. I picked up all these herbs and it's just gonna clog my inventory here, so we can't pick up the important stuff. Not good. Antitoxin. Antitoxin, yep. We should eat that one. Yep, that's good enough. I don't think I bashed all the crates and barrels here, but it's fine. I kind of want to get us going. Now the shovel here, we do need to bring that. It's part of the opening strategy, so bandage out, eat some food. There we go. Because we will also be passing by the 2 graveyards throughout the opening and clearing those out, and we need the shovel for that. Sometimes we find some amazing stuff. One northeast, and then it is one more east after that. So let's go one east first here, then one north. Come on. Good. I was about to say this is not supposed to be a forest tile, but it is also not. It's just that the forest bleeds over a little bit into the fields, which makes sense. So one more east here. Let me get out that crossbow and we check that it is indeed loaded. Good. Here should be a special tile. Wolf. Oh. Wolf dies, and we saw it die, so we get the XP for it. Okay, and here's a human. Maybe they've nerfed wolves a little bit. It used to be that wolves would beat humans almost all the time. It seems like that's not the case right now. I beat 3 wolves without even getting hit, and this guy beat a wolf on his own. Usually a standard bandit like that would just die to a wolf. Alright, come down here. Boom, boom, boom. And also the camp is kind of empty here. Not sure why. Might have to do with that wolf, but... Enforcer grows weaker from extreme pain. Look at that. So somewhere on this tile someone is fighting. We looted the chest, which is in the bandit camp, which is what we were here for, so I'm just gonna leave. It's fine. It is missing. We are missing out on XP, but time is also XP. Like, we could, if we spend too much time looking for enemies, we could just go to a dungeon at some point and clear out yet another dungeon. So in the interest of time, we will move on. Now we need to go one east to go to this point of interest up here. We're getting thirsty. Let's shoot this wolf, sure. Up. Switch. There, then mighty swing. Good. So, mighty swing. It is kind of just like a normal ability that does more damage. It's a really, really good ability, but you have to charge it up. So what it means is that we get the first swing of the fight, we will have mighty swing. And then as a base, that's going to be everything. But that first swing is then a lot stronger, right? With a stun chance even. Oh yeah, that's even better than he's a bear. Okay. If we find some bandits, we might make them fight each other. There will be a bandit camp somewhere on this tile, so let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'm wrong. Oh, I didn't know that the bear could spawn, or like any animal could spawn on tiles with special locations like the witch's hut. This is kind of bad. Because we cannot carry any more stuff almost, and she has so much. There. Satiety is. Oh, they've changed this one too. Lowers dodge chance, increases energy restoration, increases healing efficiency, and health restoration goes up a little bit. Not a lot of changes. It didn't used to have the healing efficiency on it there, but that's new. All right. We can equip that. This book is not really worth a lot. Neither is that one. All right. The book here is worth a lot. Read it. It's Geomancy 3, I think. Yes. And then the staff. It's not a question of if we can make room for it. We will. Okay. Alright, we made room. So far so good. These enchantment scrolls are still not super interesting. Maybe one day they will be. Okay. So let's go to the final point of interest down here and then swing by Manshire. I usually go and sell in Manshire as we pass by it, just to clear inventory space. Direct south. Is the crossbow reloaded? It is indeed. Enforcers spotted. Let's kill some peeps. Bam. And again, mighty swing. That is brutal. I love it. Yeah, so far I'm liking the two-handed clubs. The only thing is I'm kind of sad that we're not playing with the two-handed axes, because I kind of want to run around with a big scythe and reap some souls. But there will be playthroughs for that, for sure. Now I kind of want to do a two-handed axe playthrough where you just run with the scythe the entire time, and you can call him the Grim Reaper. Because I like my pun names. There should be, I believe this is the tile, isn't it? I don't think we can go further south than this. Oh, we can. Ah, right. Always good to go and check if you're not 100% sure. So then, I'll say it again, I don't think we can go any further south, and here we are indeed. So this is the other point of interest location that you cannot clear at the start. It's the signal tower where the troll lives. Obviously we can't beat him yet. Well, I shouldn't say that, because some streamers and YouTubers are beating him at level 2 and stuff like that by doing well, they are doing speed runs and clearing the troll that early. I have not locked in on that strategy yet, so I will take my damn distance and play the game slow, like I like it. What is a barberry? I have never heard of a barberry. Well, it's a kind of food. Few eat berries without necessity. They're mostly used to treat a plethora of ailments. Alright. This one gives us energy restoration for 20 turns. Oh, not bad. I mean, okay, they've significantly upgraded the value of a lot of these consumables. I am loving that, because it used to be that you only got something like immediately, and it was a small thing. But then that's it, right? So you can't really like eat something before you go into battle to have like a cool little buff during the battle. Now you can, which is amazing. I think I may have gone... Well, we need to go east. I'm worried that I went too far north here. And let's see... Indeed, the best path, I believe, is to go down here, and then if we pass under the city, at the very least we would hit the road. This is not the city. Let's just check up here. I have a feeling like we are just below the city right now. No, we were not. Okay. Man, my navigational skills have suffered in my absence. Clearly. Still no town? Oh, what is this? Enemy. Aha! And here we have an example of we can hear an enemy here because they are making noise. So kind of like enemies were able to detect us before. You have barking, right? And grab him. Interesting that this did not there's another enemy up here, and this dog barked. I would assume that that would have attracted the attention of him, but it didn't. Switch, Mighty Swing, seized the initiative, and it missed. Ooh, so that was a big miss. Both the Mighty Swing and the seized initiative missed in one fell swoop, which is pretty... Oh, they're fighting over here. Okay. They're fighting a bison. Oh, stop. Oh, health 10%. Oh, they're beating the bison. Really? Maybe they've nerfed bisons a bit, because they did used to be way too strong. They have, in fact, not taken any damage. Is that really true? Crazy. Oh, I was hoping to get in here. I leveled up from them killing the bison. That's fun. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let's start by going up here. Say maces. This one is modified by strength. 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 Alright, it seems like, and that makes sense, that you need a lot of strength to throw around a giant club. So let's just put 2 points into maces immediately. We will get... Ooh, one of these. I don't actually know. Probably offensive tactic is good for this build, I think. I could imagine that clubs are not the most accurate, but they hit hard when they hit. Where defensive... Oh, this has been changed too. Look at that. It maybe it just includes the stagger in the note there, but it's definitely... There's more text here than there usually is. Alright. Let's fight these two guys. He's now running away. Oh, I clicked Mighty Swing. Because my mind forgot that it's a delayed ability for a second. It's a new thing for me. Alright. All in all, this was a nice little encounter. I'm excited to see what this potion does. I kind of hope that it's a negative potion so that I can throw it at an enemy. Oh, for the record though, by the way. I can throw my crossbow, look at that. I believe you can throw anything. Oh, look at that. And so, yeah, one important note about that is that they have done a great job, I think, or a very meticulous job of giving every item their own throwing stats. So, like, knives and axes are specifically good for throwing to damage an enemy, while a... I'm trying to think of an example. Well, a crossbow wouldn't do a whole lot of damage. You cannot throw it very far. So... yeah, every weapon, every item, I believe, every single item in the game will have its own mechanics for throwing, and you need to... I don't know, you probably can't look it up anywhere. You need to find them. Look at this. Oh, new shoes, new belt, chain belt. And here's the knightly girdle. So the chain belt is a new addition, and it's a lower version of the knightly girdle. I love that. There's never been any other, like, really good belts from the smith anyway. I still would say that the knightly girdle is obviously better here. Ooh, look at that, elven flail. That's a normal mace, but still it's an elven flail. That's pretty cool. I've never seen these before. That is cool. Here's a war maul. Alright. You will buy stuff from me if I ask nicely. No, you cannot. Let me buy that from you then. And then we can sell you the witch's hat, but he cannot afford the Plague Doctor mask right now. Do we not have anything to sell to you? No, we don't. Okay. Let's make some money here and see if I can afford the knightly girdle when we're done. Sell the Geomantic Treatise. Nothing else for you, I think. What is this here? Fancy belt? Haha. Dodge plus 3%. That's pretty nice. What is this? Alcud. Max energy, extra energy restoration, lowered ability energy cost for 360 turns? Damn. This is so good. So what I'm getting immediately is that there's a lot of new consumables that it's worth spending your money on, and then maybe quaffing before you enter a dungeon or a boss fight, stuff like that, which is amazing. Because that means, again, that you need to think about what you add into your inventory, and I love that kind of thinking ahead and preparing for adventures. Here's the two-handed Mace's Treatise. We have the first level already, obviously. Alright. Perigoric? just for dealing with pain specifically. Very cool though. Alright. Up by the carpenter. We will sell the staff here, and I suppose we lose a bit of money by selling the Plague Doctor Mask to you, but you have enough money to buy it from me, so I will live with that. Also some new cool shields here, I see. Alright. And we can afford that knightly girdle indeed. We also need to go to the priest in here. Maybe he's got some new stuff. Not really? Okay, that's fine. An identification scroll for the potion, please. A potion of curiosity. Oh, no kidding. This is a potion of receptivity, which means that you specifically you learn faster. It increases your experience gain. So we've got 2 potions now that give us more experience gain. And I know that I've forgotten about the Nikaf, but it'll be used, don't worry. I usually sell the antidote. Now I'm not so sure we should. Now, causes confusion. You don't want to be confused ever in this game. It is the worst. So we will sell it. Alright. Good stuff. Let me go and buy that knightly girdle then. Do you want to buy my belts? The smith's son here is the cloth merchant in town, so he pays a little bit more for that kind of stuff. And we can indeed afford the knightly girdle. Good. Which is a small upgrade. Oh, here's the new guy. Bran. What are you selling? Ooh. You could buy a bear pelt from him to give to the tailor in Osbrook to complete that quest. That would be the only reason why I would think you would want to buy a bear pelt, but there you go. Hornet honey. Look at that, it's really good. We got a net. For 38 gold we can get a net. You can buy the moose antlers as well for the other quest. Smoke bomb. Creates a slowly spreading smoke cloud at the tile of landing. The smoke has a 50% chance to cause cough and applies the following effects. Lowers accuracy, increases fumble chance, and lowers vision. Very interesting. Bottle of oil. Alright, I'm getting that some of these are crafting materials for when you need to craft some of these things yourself. What is bear fat? Yeah. And claw trap. Rending damage 35. 100% chance to immobilize for 6 to 10 turns. 75 gold. I'm thinking about buying a net maybe. Something like that. I think you would buy one of these before going to a dungeon. Not for the opening strategy that I'm doing. But still super cool. And he says shovel. Alright, and some meat. We are gonna go to the tavern. Come in here and probably store the potion for now, and the surgeon's toolkit is for later. Antitoxin, and I think that's it. We don't need this one right now. We don't need this many healing cells. Trying to keep a skinny inventory so that we can carry more loot back to town and make some more profit off of our initial adventures here. We need to buy some food, I think. Despite what I said earlier, it's good to have a smoked ham in the inventory. We will go and fill the water skin. And then I think we have time for a little more stuff today. So I want to get the point of interest, the death mound, maybe this point of interest, and then as soon as we find the bandit camp, that would maybe be a good saving point. Long, sir, citizen, sure. Oh, he even has a name, Irvin. Hold on. Yeah, 14 bolts is enough. Good enough. Off we go. So here should be a point of interest. And it must be a bandit camp. Here we are. So, is it time? I think not. It would last for these 3 things, but no. We'll save that Nikaf for later. Oh, whoops. Misclick. I need to switch, swing. Probably won't use Seize Initiative on him right now, because he's already wounded. He won't be staying up for long. Nope. And I can switch, but we won't have time to shoot, so here we go back to the club. Mighty Swing, Seize Initiative. He's wounded, he says. Sure you are. And now you're dead. Crooked Falcon. Peasant Flail. We've got another guy coming in. Okay. Mighty Swing, Seize Initiative. And down he goes. We hit like a freaking truck. In the chest we find a brandy. Ooh, that solves a quest for us, which is nice. And then north and then northeast to go and loot the graveyard. Like a common grave robber. So that was northeast, and then we need to go north. But there should be a road to follow as well. A gooseberry shrub. Gooseberry. Again, so I am sure I've seen these berries somewhere in Denmark, but I don't even know the Danish name for them, honestly. And I've never heard of gooseberries before, so I don't know what that is, but it doesn't matter. It's a thing that we can eat for food for free. Oh, what is this? Look at that. And then Forcer with a two-handed axe. I was about to call it a great axe. That is not what it is. It's incorrect. Can we make it so that they don't arrive at the same time? Not really. Get out the club. Swing it. And we will seize initiative. We need to take him out of the fight ASAP. Okay. 1v1. Good. Lumberjack axe. Very cool. Common two-handed axe. 30 slashing damage. And it has a stagger chance on it. Very cool. This is what, a shrine? Indeed, the host be praised. Oh, I forgot to pray in town. Now we've got some fireworks in the background. Oh, and they've increased the duration of blessing. That's really cool, because it used to be so short that you could barely make it to a dungeon before the blessing went away. So that's really nice. I think it used to be like 200-ish, so up to 1400 is quite an increase. I am very fond of that change. It makes it feel like it matters whether or not, and holy crap, did that just happen? No way. This is one of the best armors I've ever seen in Stoneshard. Elven Brigandine. Sifahi are the heavy cavalry which forms the core of the Ajad Empire's army. So their armor is crafted by the best armorsmiths of the realm. We are not going to be able to afford to repair this thing, but look at that. Even at its ruined state, it provides better stats than my current armor, but it will lower my dodge chance and my energy and energy restoration. That is insane. I'll obviously be making room for this. I don't think we should wear it. Not yet. Insane. That's what I said. Didn't I say it? I said it. Sometimes we find amazing stuff. This is the best find I've ever found in a graveyard. So, oh my lord. I've never seen this piece of armor before. It looks like something for a mage, but regardless, I'm sure it's worth a ton of money. So, I'm assuming we just like switch them out like that. Maybe we can make room. We can make room, okay. Crazy. I mean, if nothing else, that thing's gonna sell for a ton, I'm sure, so we are already getting mighty rich. Can we do better? No. That might have been insane luck, or right now I'm thinking maybe they upped the spawn rate of good stuff in graveyards by just a little bit. Otherwise, that's just unlikely. Okay, I say we go straight to town. We can't carry any more stuff. So we're heading back to Manshire immediately to sell and identify that new armor, just so... I mean, I'm not going to use this one. Obviously, I'm going to be using the metal armor, but we might want to just check the stats in this thing that we found, so we can be sad that I didn't find it in a spellcaster playthrough. Again, if nothing else, it's going to make me a ton of money, so it's fine. Oh, and I still haven't spent my skill point. Whoopsie. Oh no, they've reworked tactics. Activate the following effect for 12 turns, not indefinitely like it used to be. And each enemy within vision prolongs the effect by 4 turns. Okay. And then extra 4 accuracy for each miss, counter chance for each received attack, plus 4% damage for each delivered strike, plus 10% crit for each delivered critical damage or crit efficiency, and then abilities energy cost for each ability used. How strange. This is a completely rework, and I had not heard about this anywhere. But of course I didn't study the patch notes as diligently as I thought I did. Activate the following effect for 10 turns. Each enemy within vision prolongs the effect by 2 turns. Killing enemies prolongs the duration of the effect by 2 turns. It says as well. The same here. Okay. Lowers damage taken for each received attack. Increases block power for each successful block. So it's kind of the same thing. Increases dodge chance for each successful dodge. How interesting. Now I'm not so convinced that... Hold on. Let's start up here. Oh yeah, this is different. Delivers a strike with a 54% stagger chance. That's where the stagger chance is. Okay. A successful hit grants the attacker 2 stacks of seized initiative. And they do the same as before. The target is applied with 2 stacks of initiative loss, negatively affecting the same stats. When the attacker uses a targeted or an area of effect ability, they gain a stack of seized initiative and apply a stack of initiative loss to target. When the target uses a targeted or an area effect ability, it removes a stack of its initiative loss from itself and its stack of a stack of. I am not sure I understand this. The effect can only be active on one target at a time as long as it is alive, remains within vision, and it isn't fleeing. When the attacker uses a targeted or... Then the attacker... Who's the attacker in that instance? That's gotta be me, right? So, when I use a targeted or an area effect ability, I gain a stack of its seized initiative, and the opponent gets a stack of initiative loss to target up to 5 stacks. When the target, that would be the enemy, uses a targeted or an area effect ability, it removes a stack of initiative loss from itself and a stack of its seized initiative. So they can remove it from me as well. Like, they can affect it by using ability specifically, a targeted or an area effect ability. Huh. Oh, and we got a... Alright. So many new things. Every time there's a Stoneshard update, you can read the patch notes and think, oh well, now I know everything, but you don't. They always do more than they promise. Which is great. I might die here. We're not gonna die here. Don't say stuff like that. Oh, he's doing Mighty Swing. So then if I step away, he doesn't get that swing. Interesting. I see, I should have done it here. But then, of course, when you step away, the opponent gets an attack of opportunity chance. Now, we didn't trigger it that time, so it didn't matter, but can't always be that lucky. Nothing that great. Okay. This has been a good episode, I think. We're not done yet. We're gonna identify that armor. Then I think it is time to rest in Manshire, and there will be daily updates of this series until it is over. Hopefully it'll end in a troll this time. Time will tell. Let's go and identify this armor. We can start by the carpenter, maybe? No, we can't, because everyone is going to bed. So we'll have to start at the tavern. I'm still blessed. Oh, and we haven't bought a room yet. Just for one day is fine. Now the Elven Brigandine. I don't know what to do about that one. We have to go and check, of course, how much it'll cost to repair. But brace yourself, it's not going to be cheap. That's the thing about finding amazing things in a graveyard. You have to repair them, and that's usually super duper expensive, up to like at least 50% of the cost, and this armor would cost 10,000 plus. So I predict, let's just say I think it's going to cost 6,000 gold to repair this armor. Oh, I'm wrong. 3,300. Okay, that's way more affordable. Still out of our reach for at least 2 episodes. So, there's something for the future here, but now we've got something to do with our campaign, which is to save up for this thing, right? Come up here to the priest. Say, give me an identification scroll, sir, and anti-magic elven garment. Giving arcane resistance. Elven garment. So, this is actually a pretty bad piece of equipment. That's unfortunate. There's a faint flowery scent coming from the cloth. It reminds you of places you've never traveled to. Funny. Alright, yeah, that's just a bad armor. Not even for a mage would this be good. Elven garment. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in Stoneshard which is just for creating atmosphere, and if you look at a lot of the... just go to the tailor in Osbrook, you will see what I mean, right? He has a ton of equipment that is just for normal people going about their business in town, not going to dungeons or anything. $3,300. It's not that hard to get. But it is a little far away for carrying it around. You know, I think the right solution then is to, first of all, drop that club. And then just marvel at how freaking cool this Brigandine looks, even in its broken state here. And then we'll just be carrying it. Just like that. It gives decent stats. Well, it could be my death. It could be death of the campaign carrying it. Because it doesn't give all the benefits that it usually does, but it does give all the negatives, which is lowering dodge chance, and lowering energy, and lowering energy restoration, increasing noise produced. I'm talking myself out of it. I don't think it's a good idea to carry it yet when it's not giving us the full benefit. So I'm going to stuff it in the chest in Manshire, and we are going to have to try to remember that there's an amazing armor in the chest in Manshire. Because I'm going to be going to Osbrook next episode, obviously, and then we won't be coming by here anytime soon. But as soon as we reach 3,000 gold, we will come by and pick it up. We'll drop that so I don't forget about dropping it later. Let us sleep for just 1 hour here. Well, might as well go for the 9, which is the maximum sleep buff you can get. Here, 900. That's still the same. Good. And then, folks, I will say, again, season's greetings to you all. I hope everyone has a nice New Year's. There will be another episode coming out before then, so don't worry about it. But nonetheless, regardless, see you tomorrow.